friends. It's only about 7:30 here. It's actually Saturday when I'm filming this. And I thought I would tackle today doing bacon in the oven. I know many of you have shared with me your tips and tricks and helpful pointers on how to make a large family amount of bacon, and that's what I have needed. I know I kind of gave up making bacon about a year or so ago because we need several pounds at a meal because everybody loves it, and it's always a mess to cook on the stove, and it's always very overwhelming to cook in the microwave. And the last couple times I attempted to make it, I just ended up burning it a whole lot. So, you know, burnt bacon, and then no one would eat it, and I had wasted all that time. So this morning I'm gonna give a go at making bacon in the oven, and a couple hundred of you said it was great, so we're gonna give it a try. Right now, no one is up yet, and I'm just making my coffee. I'm gonna try to slip out on the front porch and have a little bit of Bible reading time, and somewhere within all that, get my makeup on, and then we will work on making a nice big Saturday morning breakfast. How it's worked out is we actually have some leftovers right now as far as our other meals today. I have some pizza bagels left over, and I have a pan of our baked spaghetti. See if I can say that right at 7:30. So, and I'll put a picture up on the screen for you now. What I like to do with our spaghetti is I'll make spaghetti one night, and then the next night I put it in baking dishes, and I layer some, let's see, I don't think I can count my coffee scoops while I talk. So let's see, 6. Slow down, Jamerrill. 7. Okay, there we go. Now I can function. So I make spaghetti the first night, and of course we have it hot off the stove. Well, another thing I have run into is that when I go to reheat spaghetti on the second night, it again is very taxing and time consuming trying to get it all reheated. So what I've been doing in recent months is on the second night when we go to have our spaghetti leftovers is I pour it all into baking dishes, layer it with cheese. Sometimes I'll top it with pepperonis or maybe some other crumbled meat or something if I happen to have it. And then I'll reserve it the second night. So we've got a pan of that actually left from last night, and some pizza bagels and some various odds and ends. So I think that tonight is going to turn into a leftover night. Good morning, beautiful. Good morning. 2 beautiful girls are up, and tomorrow we'll end up moving our weekend chili over to Sunday and Monday. Now, I've read from several different comments, and several of them, I think the majority say about using foil for the bacon. I'm going to actually use parchment paper. I believe that one viewer mentioned to me about parchment paper, and then I just Googled some recipes online, and there were a few different methods, just the same thing as using foil, except it was with parchment paper. Getting some ice here. Got to get Amelia a cup of water. And parchment paper is what I have. So it's not a big scientific reasoning on why I'm using parchment paper versus foil. It's just I totally forgot to get foil at Aldi yesterday, so I'm using parchment paper, and we're just going to see how this goes. So I've pulled out my parchment paper. I'm going to line my pans in it. I've got 2 big baking pans I'm going to use here, and I've set my oven on 400. Now, mostly from what I've read and from what you guys have told me, in about 15 to 20 minutes, the bacon should be perfect. So we're just going to see. So here's how the bacon turned out in the pans, getting it in the oven. It's not done yet, of course. So here's a look. I lined 2 pans up. Now I'm going to stick this in the oven at 400 degrees, and we're just going to see how this turns out. I do have a little bit of bacon left. I'll probably get a 3rd pan lined with parchment paper too. Put it in the oven. There we go. And then get my other pan going, and Here's a look at it. Actually, this oven is a lot smaller than my oven at the other house. Eventually I'll switch it out, but for now I can still fit 2 pans in there. Okay, so what happened is I think my oven timer went off about 5 or 10 minutes ago, so the bacon stayed in a little longer than I wanted to. It still looks fantastic, but there are a few pieces on the end that I'm going to show you that were in a little too long. So here's how it looks when I took it out, and now I'm going to get the other pan out. So now we're going to get out the other pan, and this pan was on the bottom. So the bacon has turned out like a dream, and I am making everyone bacon, egg, and cheese bagels for breakfast. And I'm going to show you real quick though that it's all true. It is easy cleanup. Have a look at this. So with the parchment paper, we got the big yucky pan, but then look, all clean, and that's just my rusted old pans underneath. So it's funny, I don't know if you're the same way. I'll use things for 10, 15, almost 20 years. I think our can opener my husband and I got way back before we were getting married, like, I don't know, 18 years ago or so. So we need a new can opener, need new pans, but the pan is now perfectly clean. So now I can just bundle up my bacon mess and get it in the trash. Thank you for watching me fumble around and cook bacon today. If you click the link in the description below, you'll go over to the Encouraging Homeschool Mom blog, where I share a lot more details and more pictures of our breakfast this morning and how I did bacon in the oven. Also be sure to subscribe not only to the YouTube channel, but to the Encouraging Homeschool Mom newsletter, where I send out a personal newsletter every week with more tips and resources and things that I have found on the internet that are helpful for me as a mom of a large and growing family. And as you see Daniel here, hey Daniel, Daniel's here in my hair. We're getting ready to go on a hike all around our property, which will take a good hour, maybe hour and a half if we end up going down to our mailbox too. What you think, Daniel? And we'll see you next time with another brand new video. Bye-bye.